30-day FamilyTough challenge. This entire challenge is all about change. First, figuring out if we even want to change, and where we are so we know what we need to change, where we want to be so we know what those changes are going to lead to, and then how we begin to make these changes. And we're going to continue to look into all those different areas for the next 2 weeks, so that at the end of this challenge, you have a good solid foundation to then begin to build and create this vision, this family, this life that you've begun to really envision and dream and write out on paper. So with that in mind, today we are diving right into this quote from Mahatma Gandhi. It says, "Be the change you wish to see in the world." And to make that a little more personal, we're going to write, "Be the change you wish to see in your world." And when I think about your world, that's everyone that comes in our sphere of influence, right? It could be our neighbors, it could be the people that we go to church with, our cousins, our aunts and uncles, our brothers and sisters. And so today we're going to break that down even a little bit more and say, be the change you wish to see in your family. So as we've created this vision, as you've written things down and you've really started to think deeper about what you want in your family, the very first step is that we need to be that. We need to be that change that we want to see in our family. All those things that we want for our children, for our spouse, for our family, we need to also want for ourselves, and we need to begin with ourselves. Moroni taught in Alma 60, verse 23, he says, "Now I would that you should remember that God has said that the inward vessel shall be cleansed first." Before we can look at anything else, before we begin to look at all these different areas of our life that we want to see change in, we need to first look inward to our own life. So today we challenge you to look at this vision that you've created for your family and go a step further. Think on really, really basic level, things that you really want for your children, for your spouse. For instance, I really want my home to be a calm place. I want my children to feel calm and unhurried. I want them to love the scriptures. I want them to not spend all day sitting in front of the computer or a screen. I want them to be active and to love to be outside. I want them to really know who they are and to know who their Heavenly Father is, and I want them to be confident. And when I think about all those things, today is all about being reminded that all of those things begin with us. That I can't have a calm home atmosphere if I'm not calm. How can I expect my children to get along if there's friction between us, if I'm getting frustrated over little things, if I'm losing my temper? How can I expect them to want to play outside, to have these desires to be active and to know how good it feels to take care of our bodies if I'm not showing them that example myself? Whatever we want for these people who matter so much to us, we need to want it for ourselves as well. And so today, look at the things in your life. And are there things that you are modeling in your life that you don't want for your family? Are there things that you want for your family but that you're not modeling? And our children and our marriages can be like little mirrors, and it can reflect some of what's going on in our own life. Not always, and everything that our children and our spouse does isn't a reflection of who we are. But we do have this power to be able to reflect onto them our desires and our hopes for them. And I think we all understand that one of the greatest ways to teach and bless our families is through our example. And that's why Moroni taught that it's the first place that we need to cleanse, is that inward vessel. So begin to look at your life, your children, your husband, your wife. Think about what you want for them, and then begin to look today at your particular behaviors and write down at least a couple that you want to do differently and some that you want to begin doing, so that you can begin to be this change that you want to see in your family, because they are our world. Our family is our world.
We're your family, duh.